it kind of helped them advance. I mean, do you think this was a conspiracy?
Gotta go with Jacob Butter. Gotta go lefty.
No, we're talking about the players. That's tournament champion into the podcast.
There he is, right there.
Oh, he doesn't even know how to watch. Go to youtube.com and search Down Lane Podcast. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are streaming live from the lab at Town and Country Lanes. I'm your host, Kyle Haines, and with me is the assistant to the host, Anthony Scaccia.
It's great to be back for my second week of being a guest.
Of the third season.
Yeah, so I'm basically a guest every week at this point.
Okay.
And I just like being the guest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the permanent guest.
Great. On tonight's episode, we take a viewer's question. We had a viewer from Reddit, from the Reddit scene, contact us with a question that we will get to about defending against urethane. So we'll talk about that in the first segment. Second segment, we will talk about how we've been. No, actually, let me back that up. Second segment, we will be talking about the newly announced Jimmie Allen PBA challenge. And then we're going to go over how we've been prepping for this weekend's PBA Regional up in South Glens Falls. And surprise guest from right here in the area, somebody else that's going to be traveling up there, zooming all the way in from his pro shop over in Schenectady. And we're going to talk to him about what he's been doing at prep and a couple other questions about what he does for the regional. Don't forget, you guys can comment to us during the show, and we'll chat with you guys, take your questions, and don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts, and do all that good stuff. So before we get to all of our good stuff, what'd you do this week?
It's been a great week. What's today? Thursday, right? We're live.
Thursday, live on the podcast.
I bowled this week so far.
Huh?
And yeah, I know. Bowled in league. Did some practicing. How am I feeling this week? Not really sure. Haven't really bowled
Undecided
too much.
so far.
Pretty undecided. Feel like I'm throwing it halfway decent when I'm supposed to, and then I don't. And we'll that's what practice is for, right? I got tomorrow to iron it all out.
Yeah. We practiced last night. We can get into that for when we talk about the regional. But
I gotta say, your pants look nice.
Tonight?
Yeah, those are nice pants.
Thanks, I guess.
Figured I'd throw it out there.
These are my regional
He's
practice
overdressing
pants.
now.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they stretchy?
No, those are my
Okay.
game day pants. My game day pants are very stretchy. Those are freaking
You
phenomenal.
always need a good pair of game day pants.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you're bowling a lot of games or just in general when you're in one of those bowling situations.
Yeah.
Stretch is a must.
Yes, you need a good pair of nice dress pants that are super stretchy.
Golf pants are
they're
better.
freaking great. Yeah.
Golf pants, not
Yes.
dress pants.
Yeah, but I mean dress-looking pants, right?
It's odd that you bring in pants because when we went out to Vegas, I got a size too small of pants and had to shrink myself to get in them. So I bowled both blocks with my waist as tight as it could possibly be.
Good for you. I'm glad you were able to overcome that and come in 55th in singles.
Quite the challenge. So let's get right into our first topic here. We had a Reddit user contact us and mentioned that he was watching or listening to the podcast, and it was about when we were talking about whether or not urethane should be banned, and we didn't agree or we didn't agree with the fact that urethane should be banned. We were just discussing that topic, and he had mentioned. We had mentioned that you should learn how to bowl against it.
Mm-hmm.
And he scoured the internet about what are some strategies about how to bowl against urethane, and came up
empty-handed.
Empty.
With
Yeah.
nothing.
Came up with nothing.
I'm
So
surprised. It's a pretty hot topic.
right. So yeah, at least urethane is right. So
yeah, well, people hate it because it ruins the lane, but nobody talks about how to.
Ruins the lane in some people's opinions.
Right.
But
Well, yes, some people.
I mean, in some events or some circumstances, It gives
It can
you
make it better.
Kyle loves himself some urethane.
It
for the
can- well,
team pattern.
but in a team setting, it can give you a really good advantage where it gives you the team some hold. So if the pattern's really difficult, but in any event, he was looking for some videos or some lessons about some ways, some strategies, how to combat urethane when you're not using it or when you're bowling against it, and came up empty-handed. So asked us, hey, maybe we should do a video or at least an episode about that. So
Little
here we are.
explanation,
Yeah,
deeper into
here
it.
we are.
How did we make it to Reddit?
Kyle scours Reddit.
Me.
Kyle's a big Reddit guy.
Yeah, I'm not actually. I'm not very good at Reddit.
Is the app on your phone?
You can
You're
be
big
good at
on
Reddit.
Well, there's people that like post like a million things. Like if you look at people's profiles and stuff,
It's
there's like
just thread upon
thousands,
thread upon
yeah.
thread of anything.
and you can get into massive rabbit holes on
Have you done
Reddit.
that?
No.
Conspiracy theories you're
Oh
talking
my god, there's so much stuff, and like I don't have the time to just sit there and.
The
Well,
earth
first
is
of all,
flat.
I don't like to read, mainly. But yeah, you can just go on and on and on and on and on for days and days and days. So, but yeah. So anyway, I post some videos of some of our videos on Reddit, and then I respond to some people who ask questions and whatnot, and yeah. So this guy watches our show or listens to it, and that's where we are now. So let's get into it. Urethane. What do we do when we're battling against the Thane monster? I mean,
How do you wanna-
Anthony is the Thane monster, but he's on the left side, so it's like we don't even have to bother with
I
it.
have figured out how to play against it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, there's many different ways you could take it. I mean, I guess we could all agree on if somebody's throwing urethane and I guess if you can't beat them, join them.
Right.
Right.
First and foremost, unless you absolutely do not have a urethane ball to choose from, that would be the first suggestion. Is absolutely right. If you can't beat them, join them.
If you're not moving lanes too. So if you're just bowling in a league setting,
Right.
where you're sitting on the same lanes, it might be beneficial, if you had urethane. But I mean, I don't really like when guys use urethane on house shots anyways. I think it's kind of just, you don't need the control because the house shots are typically built to have that taper in the lane already, so you don't need to use it. So it's not like my favorite choice. People ask me all the time, "Oh, I want a urethane ball." I'm like, "No, you don't."
Yeah.
And then I kind of try to explain it to them, and then they say,
They're
"The
bowling
average player,
They're bowling one night a week
Yeah.
here on bumper bowling, as I call it, on a house shot.
Yep, I know what you call
Yeah.
it.
Why do you want a purple hammer? Or
because they saw it on TV.
I know. Yeah.
They see it on TV. Yeah, it's just the way I think when Ron Hicklin was on the show, we talked quite a bit about it. The urethane balls hook earlier than any type of technology. I think maybe you can drill some stuff to roll early, but you can't get anything really to react true like the urethane reacts. You can get resin to roll similar, but it's not the same.
No,
I've tried it.
For example, we just drilled myself a Strata.
Nope, Paragon.
Thank you. I'm very good at remembering
Track
things.
Paragon, and
Yes.
we did a short pin
Track
on it.
Paragon short pin.
To try and get the ball to roll like
that's
a purple.
one thing to call it. It was basically
Was it
on.
an 8-pin?
It was on my axis almost. Basically, it was like 3/4 of an inch, right?
I think that's the
More or
shortest you can
less.
go.
Yeah.
And we did it. We
Oh,
tried
it. It was nuts.
The ball
dude.
doesn't flare.
It's crazy.
It's weird looking.
It tilts up like a urethane, very similar. The only difference though is with my purple hammer, I can throw it to the ditch and it will hook back. This one does not recover from the ditch.
Yeah, it's probably because the asymmetric core.
Yeah.
You still have to give it a drill angle, which we give it the farthest you can get it down lane because the asymmetrical resins flare so much. You got to try and get them down lane before they really try to take over. And then with such a short pin, it doesn't really want to do a whole heck of a lot.
Yeah.
It wants to go sideways, but how can it? You know what I mean? It's kind of burning energy. It's really not flaring a whole lot. It's kind of an interesting thing the way it's going. I don't really truly get the idea of it. I do. I had one ball like a short pin that I loved, but it never made the bag. Like the purple hammer, it's like, yep.
Yeah.
Let me bring 4 of those to a
coming-
tournament.
It's coming with me every single time we go.
Yeah, I bring like 4. I bring like 4 or 5 urethane balls wherever we go because that's what I try to use all the time because I've gotten so much better with it. from the past few years ago. Thanks to my brother for telling me to stick with it, because I said this thing is a piece of garbage, and he's like, no, you got to learn how to use it. But there's a few things you can join them. Get urethane. Urethane hooks really early, like we said. So there's already built-in taper. The oil does decrease down lane on a house shot, so you don't need
And left to right.
So you don't typically need that urethane to slow down. Like when you're bowling on a sport pattern, as it gets so flat on the sides where the oil is dispersed so evenly, the back ends tend to be very you call cliff side to side. Well, there's cliff on the back of the pattern too.
Right.
And if it's very cliff, like if you go to nationals, you see extremely strong ball reaction off the end of the pattern
From right to left or left to right.
From front to back.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what you visually see is the ball going
left
to right really fast.
When you see that ball, when you see that ball duck hook go left to right very quickly, that's when typically urethane comes into play more, because you need the urethane ball to try to slow down to control that
create
pattern
the arc that
and
you
create
want
a taper.
Yeah,
urethane creates a taper. We talked how Ron Hicklin said urethane slows down earlier. It does create a taper for you. In a sense, it doesn't, but the ball trying to kind of reacts like it, and that's what soft bowling balls do too. They create a better taper, so that's what urethane is used for. It's used for that control. House shots already have it in.
Yeah.
So to make a long story short, I don't see why people throw it, because you're actually giving yourself
on a house shot.
Yeah, on a house shot, you're giving yourself a disadvantage if the taper is already there.
Right. It's slowing down even more.
Slowing down more. You got to throw it harder. Guys who are big hands or throw it really hard, absolutely, it'll 100% work, because you need the ball to slow down, because you create more back end with a higher ball speed or higher rev rate. So it's easier to get the ball to slow down in that sense if you're on a house shot. But
Why do you need it?
I don't see the need for it. You want a higher entry angle, especially on a house shot. Anyways, just sand down one of your asymmetrical bowling balls, and I'm sure you'll be fine. All right.
So number one, can't beat them, join them. But
that was a really long way to get around it.
I don't have a purple hammer. Or I don't have a urethane. So let's get by. Can't beat them, join them. So what is the very next thing that we could do if the person that we're bowling against is using urethane, and it's we're in the middle of the first game and we notice that our ball reaction is starting to go away?
Should we explain what urethane does to the lane?
Sure. Yeah. So
to kind of set the stage, so we can really maybe, I don't know if anybody describes it, though.
But it
also see it a different way.
Well, it also depends on where they're playing with urethane too. So if you have a couple of guys that are bowling in the same part of the lane with urethane,
can we say up 10?
Yeah, we'll say up 10, just for an example. That's
normal league night, big dot, second arrow.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna move the oil from that area 10-ish down the lane to right around the pocket, which is around 15-ish. It's give or take. So you're taking the oil from the hook area, which is where your ball's starting to roll up.
Your mid lane.
Yep, your mid lane, and then you're giving yourself more hold down lane.
So when the ball doesn't flare, it rolls on the same spot more or less more often, right?
Yeah.
So when you get through the mid lane, the ball's still rolling in a very similar spot, and where the back ends are clean, you're now depositing the oil that has shined up on that ball into that part of the lane. Now, like we talked about nationals, when the back ends are super cliffed and the ball really jumps off the spot, that can be super beneficial as long as the ball rolls up in the right spot, right?
Right.
Okay. We did, I think, 2 years ago, you used urethane and the ball was hooking extremely early, which is what you want. And then when it got out of the pattern, it was probably right around 13, 14, and we were able to build up a spot there. Now on a house shot, there's more oil in the middle. So when you start doing that, if you get the ball to hook early and you're throwing at the second arrow and it's crossing over, you're just elongating all that oil that's built up in the middle.
Yeah,
so
you've already got that huge mountain in the middle.
You've already got it there. So what happens is, what that person is doing is, if the pattern is, I'll just say, if they oil 27 feet, for example, not buffing, just say they oil 27 feet, they technically drag that oil further down. And then if they miss right, they even flatten out the pattern too.
Yeah.
Right. So it's actually kind of like double-edged sword in a way, because you're creating more hold, or you can really just tug it up the line, right? You can literally throw it at the head pin, but then you're making it harder at the outsides if you're missing right, if you're all over the place. So it also, like you said, depends on who you're bowling, how accurate they are.
Yeah, because on a house shot, especially, you'll have guys that move in with urethane,
and they
they
try
throw
to
it
loop
right.
it.
Yeah,
Right. So
because
they
you
create bad
have that
carry down.
bumper,
Right.
you have that missed room right. So now that urethane is going to the right, and it's actually creating carry down to the right where you don't want hold, and
You want hook from there.
Yeah,
Their angle becomes so steep that the ball goes too straight.
right.
And then when it exits the pattern, it's still going straight. So you get parallel carry down is what we call it.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get parallel carry down, which parallels next to each other at the same angle. That's when you start to get that really bad carry down effect where the ball doesn't hook down lane anymore. And then you're taking the oil from the front and some of the oil from the fronts and the mids, and you're moving it down farther.
Yeah. So, okay, so now we've got a couple of different things going on here. We've got somebody throwing it up 10 possibly, or somebody going in and out
10.
possibly.
Let's just say an average league bowler.
Yeah.
Kind of not all over, but they throw it a little right, they throw it a little left. They kind of create slosh, right?
Yeah, but let's do scenario number one. Okay, scenario number one.
Set the stage for me.
Yeah,
Let me close my eyes and
scenario
visualize.
number one. We've got a urethane player going up 10, kind of going straight and pointing it to the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're creating a big hold spot in the middle. So, which is more of a benefit than it is a
burden.
A burden. So what could the average player do that doesn't use urethane?
If they're playing from the right and they're getting it to hook in the right spot, we would call it, and they're creating more hold in the middle.
Yep.
Okay. So what that's happening is the guy's lengthening out the middle of the pattern, but he's not necessarily attacking the right as much because his ball's hooking and past somebody else's break point in a sense. So what you can do is, I mean, it depends on how the lane breaks down, of course, and really what's going on. But I would say that if it was me, what I would do initially if I'm an average player is I would probably try to move. I'm going to be right-handed, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'm probably going to go right and try to just tug it up the line.
Okay.
Because I know if I miss right, I know I'm going to have hook. And I know if I
because we're talking about a house shot that's already got the built-in hold.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would do, but I'm left-handed, so I don't see it. And the other thing too is I don't want to say it, but I'm not really an average house player. My physical game's a little bit better. So what happens for me is I do something a little different. But if you're an average guy who likes to play right up the second arrow, you're going to see that hold in the middle. I would try to move right and play the hold because most players back in the day used to miss left. I don't know how old this person is. The older school players miss left, which is where that tug line will be. Your new school players will then miss right, which if you miss a little right, since he's not attacking the outside part of the lane, you might have a little bit of too much hook in a sense.
That's what I was going to ask. So for me, it seems like if you miss or if you move right, though, now you could be in the danger zone of overhook from the right.
Don't miss right. It depends on the bowler too, right? Because like Austin, your dad, for example, he's an older type player. Your dad, older type player. My dad, older type player. They back in the heyday, depending on how old this person is, the older style players always played the oil line.
Yeah.
Right. So if this guy's throwing urethane and you're an older school player, you're going to pipe it up the oil line because that's what you were taught. So if you're an older school player, you're probably going to go right and throw it right at the hold spot, which is going to be right around 12. I would assume 10 to 12, and the ball's going to sit right there and hit the head pin with a bunch of energy because ball ain't going to hook. That's what if I'm an older school player. If I'm a newer school player, now where would you rather miss? You're a newer school player, where would you rather miss?
If you got more rev rate and potentially,
where would you rather miss?
I'd throw to the right where it's going to hook.
Where would you rather miss?
I would always prefer to miss right.
So now we're going from older school guys to newer school guys. The newer school guys,
unless I'm on a sport shot, and then stay away from the gutter.
Where's
bracket? I mean, when you get into that, it depends what sport shot.
No, I know, but we're still talking about the house shot right now.
So, as a newer school player, you both just said it. You'd rather miss to the outside where the dry is because you want that bumper. Oh, Kyle, you're using the bumper? God forbid. You'd probably want to miss right. So if you're a newer school player, also depending on your game, if you're a newer school guy who probably misses right more because you've gotten accustomed to that, as Kyle calls it, the bumper or the dry spot to the right, you're probably going to want to move right and throw it right.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to miss in the middle. That's kind of what I would say. It's kind of depending on your game, depending on your rev rate, your ball speed. If you're kind of just an average player, I would just try to play the tug line because I feel like missing left is it's going to be a little bit more, you're going to have more error, I feel like. You miss left, the ball's just going to sit there.
It's going to sit and hit the head pin.
Right. You miss right, it's going to overcheck. But if you've got a decent game like you two do, if you've got a decent physical game, or you're a two-hander, for example, move left and throw it to the freaking ditch.
What are we talking about for ball choices?
Ball choices. What do you like?
Well, before you get to that,
because you guys are right-handed.
Just real quick, guys, if, whoever's out there watching, just tell us what you guys would do too in this situation if you guys are coming up against urethane, either in leagues or on a sports shot. Tell us what you guys would do in this situation.
How do you combat it?
Yeah. So, well, I have subscribed to the 3-ball rule in league, so I have.
I've also subscribed to the 3-ball
they're all here, but I only will mentally pick the 3 balls that I have, and one's usually going to be somewhat of a solid, and one's going to be somewhat of a pearl, well, not somewhat, a pearl.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll pick one that night. So like tonight, it'll be the melee jab that I have, the red one, and then probably the bonus for my solid.
Okay, so how do you combat it with those 2 balls?
I would definitely just pick the melee jab, move left, and throw it to the dry.
Yeah, and you get around the hold spot. What would you do, Austin?
Hope to get around the over-under, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Freaking throw it to the ditch. This guy's got a rev rate unbelievable. Yeah. Don't tell me you're trying to hope you get it there.
House shot-wise, I don't throw much sanded, so it's always a pearl option.
Yeah.
But it's always move left.
Okay, so
you're
going left.
I very rarely move right, especially if I see urethane on the lane. But then again, I never choose to move right anyways.
Well, that's a good point to put out there. If you're talking to me, I have really screwed myself up in the past on the same lane, not knowing how to adjust. Now that I'm getting a little bit more, hey, probably shouldn't do this anymore, and like figure out how to play off of it if I'm going to use it, which this is like sport shot league night or a challenge league night or whatever's going on wherever I am. If I'm going to stay on the same lane, I typically stink game 4. Like it's just going to happen. So I ended up learning how to adjust from it at the regional, believe it or not. It was kind of like hey, Anthony, you should probably do this. And then ever since then, it's kind of been a rule. For me, I go with the pearl equipment. Now, depending on pattern, depending on volume, how people are playing the lane, I get a pearl ball because it's going to respond to that friction, which for me, I'm going to need. I got to get it to that dry spot, and I got to get it off the dry spot. And the thing for my rev rate is if I miss in, I create hold, or this person who used urethane created hold. So what happens is if I throw a solid ball out there, one, it hooks, it sees the friction, and then it rolls out, so I can never move right, throw left. And if I miss in, it's pretty good, but it could die out for me because of my roll. I have that a lot. Yeah, but
you're not gonna be left with some ridiculous.
I'm not gonna be left with something crazy, but a lot of times I ball hooks too early, and then it doesn't really finish on the back. Just because it's trying to hook, and all the carry down affects it. So I go to the pearl bowling balls, ones that I typically love to go to, which at nationals, which was a really good ball choice out there. I threw one resin ball out there. It was my Attitude by Brunswick. It's basically a hero, just a newer version, amped up, better cover stock. It is a pearl symmetric. Typically, I go to a symmetrical ball, depending on how much down lane I need. So at nationals, I went to an Attitude for singles was the last set. So I went to singles. I moved right, and I just wheeled it. Man, did I have a good look. Man, did I not score. I think I shot 614. Austin saw some of my shots were crushed, and I didn't strike.
I think that was the worst 8-pin I've ever seen.
Crushed an 8 out there. Labeled an 8. I remember that one. So I go to that. At the regional, balls that save me, Kyle can really tell you this. Power Torque Pearl, Quantum Evo Pearl.
Big time.
I started with a defender, and as I followed some urethane players on the left, which didn't really work for me, but it worked for them. Well, actually, only one guy. But guys I followed, I would start with my defender. Kind of noticed that the ball was slowing down, and I was getting some carry down built up down lane. So I went to my Power Torque. And that ball gave me a really good look, got down the lane, got through the carry down, and it had so much energy down lane. It made a really strong turn. And then when the lanes were even tighter, which was maybe only one or two lanes or pairs, I should say. I went to an Evo Pearl, and that ball bailed me out a few times too. So I have learned to go into the Pearl equipment, something that's going to get through that carry down and really get to that dry spot and have some energy to come off the back strong. I prefer Pearl Symmetrics, but if I really need something that's really going to turn, I go to a Quantum Evo Pearl. So those are the two: Power Torque Pearl, Attitude Pearl, Quantum Evo Pearl. Those are kind of the three that I'll look at right away.
Yeah, so I agree. I think for my game, same thing. Moving in with you got to have the rev rate to follow it. If you're I don't want to use the word weaker hand, but if you're a weaker hand or lower rev rate player,
rev deficient,
right, then playing straighter and using that hold spot is the way to go all day.
Right.
And just like I'll use the username there, Poppy B said, he bowls in senior leagues, and the 99% of the bowlers are using plastic balls, and it's no good to move in. So he goes out, plays outside, and throws it at the head pin. So that works for him. So that's perfect. So, the other thing is, you're just going to have to try a couple of things. Use up a frame or two, throw a really good shot in, throw a really good shot out, and see how it works.
Especially
and then
in league play.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see it. Depending on how big your league is, you're probably going to see that same team 2 to 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So why not know how to combat it and then say, oh, this is kind of the game plan I'll go for. And then as you continually bowl for years to come, when you see something like that, it'll be an easier adjustment for you.
Right. And, hopefully that guy gets a new ball someday and stops using urethane on a house shot.
Purple hammers, doesn't matter. That's all they use. That's kind of what we all kind of were in agreement as being newer school players.
Yeah.
But the older school players 100% agree with you. Or if you're rev deficient, play up that oil line, kind of let it sit there, let it sit in the oil. Obviously it'll be a little bit of a tweak, because if you can really find out how to tug it and miss right, you're going to have an incredible night, because you can thank that guy later, because you're going to have the whole entire world if you get the right ball at the right time.
Yeah. All right. So
why fight it when you can avoid it? I think it's unavoidable, Poppy B. I'm sorry. If somebody's throwing urethane,
No, he's saying. Are we talking about? I think he's talking about the wet dry, maybe, or.
Well, whatever it is, I don't think you can avoid urethane or plastic.
Yeah.
If they're throwing it down the lane,
you can avoid it if you can stay in the dry.
Yeah.
Your higher rev bowlers, that's not generally an
option. Can't stay right
unless they have a specific ball drilled to do that.
I don't think high rev players in today's conditions can play right.
Yeah.
On a house shot.
No,
you got to be able to change your hand position.
You got to roll it dead forward. I don't think it's unavoidable for guys like us, but for maybe average players, you might never see it because you're so far right, and playing right of it, you won't see it as much. But if that guy's having an issue, maybe more people are.
All right, let's talk real quick about the Jimmie Allen PBA challenge.
Kyle is so excited for this.
I am excited.
I'm excited about it too.
It seems like maybe the world isn't as excited as I am. So I do have to issue a correction real quick. So I did post a video on our channel about the challenge, and I said that they were only streaming it, but they are having it on Fox apparently live on.
You're telling me you jumped the gun?
Well, I can't read. I dropped my paper. So it's going to be on October 16th on Fox. And there's going to be a freaking concert, a bowling event. So Jimmie Allen is putting this one on. I have to imagine, I think this is taking place at the CP3 event. I don't know if that's true or not, but basically if people aren't familiar or remember, the Chris Paul Celebrity Invitational was going on for, I don't know, like the last
2 years,
5 or 10 years or something. It's been a while.
CP3, the first one I mentally remember was the early
last year's. Oh,
no,
sorry,
but
no, they've been doing it at least since 2011.
I know they did it a few times. I remember when LeBron was on it. Right, LeBron was on it.
I think he was, but
LeBron,
all it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember, but like the MTV Rock Jock stuff, where like MTV had like bowling. I know, but they had like bowling and softball events, and like all like these celebrities would go out and play games or whatever, and it was just all they did was they ran out on the lanes. They just made fun of everything, and it was awful. And that's what it reminded me of on the PBA event, was just like these celebrities went out. It just made fun of everything. It just looked stupid in my opinion. But with this, it seems like, Jimmie Allen is a big time bowler. He bowls in 5 leagues.
I told you that.
I know.
Because I read
Well,
the thing.
it's also in the
That's
More
right.
leagues than us.
Yeah, I don't bowl in 5 leagues. I don't have time to bowl in 5 leagues.
This guy's a superstar.
But
He probably has a freaking bowling lane in his tour bus.
But Jimmie Allen's going. Chuck Wicks is going. He bowls in leagues. He bowls in PBA events.
Good for him.
Darius Rucker's going to be there.
Hootie and the Blowfish?
I only want to be with you. And then who is the other guy? Let's see. I can read really fast. I can't. Neon Union.
Yeah, never heard of it.
I think they're a new country group.
Up and coming.
Yep. And then we got, for the bowling guys, it's Pete Weber, Kyle Troop, Sean Rash, Ronnie Russell, AJ Johnson. I already said this in the video. I would have personally loved to see Dick Allen on there. Maybe
give him a good old dick twist on the show. Right?
Yeah. But
it'd be a hoot.
Yeah, or I would like to see all of the players out there and maybe doing showcases on all the players and seeing like what's coming up in the year, like
an NFL preview, but for the PBA?
Yes.
Wow.
Like they should make it a whole big event. Like,
who switched companies? Who's gonna have a great year?
Right. I'm just saying, like, and it's not too late to do it. I mean, it's a month away.
Maybe
We can crowdfund.
What's that?
We can crowdfund.
Yeah, sure. But like they're doing it. I assume the concert's going to be outside and the bowling's going to be inside. I'm just guessing, but I think it's a way better move than whatever the CP3 was. I don't know what you guys think.
I think they should have a concert.
I mean, if
they're literally having a concert.
That's what I'm saying.
Jimmie Allen is playing. Chuck Wicks is playing
during the matches.
Did you guys
I don't
ever
know about
watch a
during the
whole
matches.
CP3 event?
I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Okay, so it really wasn't that bad. The setup wasn't bad. They had a bunch of different events, but it just wasn't broadcasted the way it needed to be.
The guy who won showed up
So
that day.
I mean,
he didn't even know he was bowling.
Oh,
so,
who
like,
was that? That was oh my god, what? It doesn't matter. I forget his name.
as
It was a
long
rapper,
as this
right?
one's broadcasted better.
No, comedian. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead. Sorry.
We literally cut you off
As,
every chance we get.
as long as it's broadcasted better, I think it would be a better event.
They should bring
Yeah.
it to the masses. Have it in a big
But they can't
cornfield down
just
there.
they can't just have one thing.
Right.
It can't just be the bowling side of it and it's just one thing.
Right.
Because then you're taking away from the bowling side of it. It's just an event,
Yeah,
I say they make a stage on top of the lanes, right? And then they have stadium seating, and they play a giant country music while the other one bowls, and then people are watching. So it's like live music. You get a bar there.
Giant country music.
Giant whatever it is.
Yeah, giant country music.
Festival. All right, whatever. But you know what I mean. Get a nice little festival going on. Run a night. Rent it out. Do some bar stuff. Do some food specials. Have big lanes in the middle.
Just make it like Coachella.
It's not, but it's for bowlers. It's called Bochella.
Food specials.
I'm just saying, you could make it cool, and people would want to go see the country music, and then you could
Yes,
you could
they
showcase
They have
bowling.
tickets for sale to go.
Is that a bowling center?
Yes, it's at
Put
a
it in a
Bolero.
field.
But my guess is that they're going to have I hope to God they have a stage outside and the music's going to be outside.
That's what it should be.
I hope. And then they're going to do the bowling inside, I would assume. But what I'd like to imagine is that they're going to have the normal PBA announcers and stuff there, and I would love to see them like, hey, this year, like we were talking about, like so and so is going to be doing this, but they're probably just going to focus on whoever's bowling that night. They should have had more bowlers, but
maybe next year. Maybe you can get it with TC
baby
out
steps,
there.
Yeah.
And you hook it up.
Oh, and that's the other thing.
Out there, Kyle.
TO is going to be there. They don't need me. They do, but just kidding.
No, you're not.
So anyway, it looks like it's going to be way better than the CP3 Invitational.
I'm sure we'll get more information with the weeks to come.
Yeah, I bet. It looks like it's going to with the music event, and then the doubles with these guys. Because again, Jimmie Allen, Chuck Wicks, those guys are actual bowlers. TO, he likes to bowl. Terrell Owens, he's going to be
Should
there.
have got the bus on.
I know.
Jerome Bettis, baby. He was the man. He also bowled. He has a 300. It's his greatest athletic accomplishment, he said.
According to the bus.
According to the bus.
All right, we're going to move on to our next segment here. But before we do, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, click the bell to get alerts from the channel, and share with your friends while you're at it. And please give us some love. Check out our merch shop on Etsy. And the link
Buy some merch, please.
is in the show notes.
Austin doesn't get paid enough.
None of
You
us
guys
do.
are getting paid?
Oh man. So for our next segment, we are going to be talking about our preparations for the upcoming regional here. I say here, it's an hour up north in South
45
Glens
minutes.
Falls. It's an hour. Believe me, I've done it multiple times.
Guy doesn't know how to drive.
Yeah.
Nobody speeds here, right?
So yeah, we're going up to South Glens Falls Bowl in the PBA Regional. It's at the Kingpin Alley Family Fun Center, and we have a special guest tonight. He is a local, what do we call him?
Local star.
Pro shop guy, local lefty, another lefty.
I wonder if he has a lefty love sign.
I don't know.
Oh man,
Maybe
if
you
he
should ask him.
didn't
I'll
bring
him
it,
in. You can ask him.
all right, let's welcome on Matt Fazzone. He's also going to be joining us up in Glens Falls. What's up, Matt? Oh,
What's up, guys?
Oh, I do.
Sorry, hang on, Matt. We're new with this. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
So you come
Can you hear me?
all the way from Schenectady, which is 10 minutes away.
Just stone's throw.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What's up, man? You in the shop? Are you busy?
I just finished up a ball, so good thing you're a little late.
Are you drilling your own ball?
No, those are already done.
Yeah.
Look at all of those bowling balls. You sell all those?
Yeah, they're all for sale.
Holy crap.
Wow.
Never seen all that?
No, I never go down there.
I've seen pictures.
I mean, I bowl there, but I never go downstairs.
Oh, well, we've got 7.
All right, Matt. So we are headed up to South Glens Falls tomorrow. Tomorrow's the practice session. Saturday is the main event. And then, God willing, all 3 of us will be bowling on Sunday, which is the finals. So we figured we'd talk about what we are doing to prep for
Tomorrow
this weekend.
or this weekend. And more importantly, what are you having for lunch before you bowl?
Yeah, I can't believe you asked me that. I got no idea.
I even asked RJ because I'm trying to get some people to give me some insight. I was doing my journalistic duty, as Kyle says I never do. So I asked Matt and RJ, hey, what are you guys going to have for lunch tomorrow before practice? And Matt said, hey, I can't make practice, but probably chicken calatorre or whatever that was called.
Cacciatore?
Hey, that was for dinner.
Francais, or whatever it is. RJ's going to have a bologna sandwich.
Oh, my goodness.
What do you
Did he
gonna have?
really say that?
He said he was going to have a bologna sandwich for tomorrow.
I was gonna put my money on tacos, but okay.
Yeah, I know.
Protein.
I'll probably have some watermelon, grapes, maybe some deli meat.
I mean, if
Okay.
you
Very
have some
boring.
Fruit, why don't you have strawberries?
I don't know.
You're not a strawberry
See, look at
fan?
the interesting conversation I made here with food. But I have an injury update.
Oh, go ahead.
So, breaking news, I just found out I'm bowling injured this week. I smashed my finger
Oh
into a
my
keg today.
God. Here we go.
He thought I was serious. He thought I actually had something like legit. Somebody was hurt, but it's me.
Jeez.
I know you told me that earlier.
I know. I got to change my grip sizes.
He has a little bump on his knuckle.
I ran into a keg today, too.
He's got to change it so he can throw his purple hammer.
The
So,
life of a
I'm
working
bringing
man.
up, listen, how many urethanes are you bringing?
2.
I'm bringing like 7. I got 4
It's,
purples.
it's almost not a joke.
It's not. I got 4 purples I'm going to bring up. I got a U-motion and an attitude control. That's 7, right? It's not a
yeah,
joke.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to throw, right? What are you going to throw in the fresh? What's your thoughts? How you been
Yeah,
prepping? What's up?
Either a fast pitch or a UC3. I'm gonna throw in the fresh as straight as I can.
That's what I like about him. Straight, urethane.
Yep.
You don't need to bowl any other way. You guys who hook it,
Listen, I believe it. I know that purple's going to work. I've got the UC3 as well,
okay.
but it tends to be a little too snappy for me. So I know purple's going to work, and then once I have to move in, we'll see if the UC3 works, or if I have to go even further left, then I'll try something else, either symmetrical or pearl or whatever.
Very good. My
Yeah.
journalistic work is done.
Back to the food, though. Do you remember the wings we slammed on the way home from
other
Buffalo?
Well, that was the best part of the day.
Well, yeah, for all of us.
Not Anthony. He cashed.
Oh no, that's
I
right.
had a
Anthony
good day
cashed.
that day.
Oh, that's right. Didn't he buy us dinner? He lost all of his money because he bought us dinner.
He did?
I'm just kidding.
No,
God.
no, Kyle paid for me.
Yeah, I don't remember. But anyway,
He
yeah,
paid for me. That's why I owed you money.
we slammed. Where did we go? Did we go to
Duff's.
Duff's Wings?
Yeah, he knows. And then he
Yeah.
went to Taco Truck on the way home.
Muddy Taco, and I drove 4.5 hours home.
So gross. So how many balls are you bringing up this weekend?
So I'm bringing 13, but I'm going to leave 5 in my truck.
Yep.
Because I don't think those are in case I need to hook the ball, which I plan on not doing.
Yeah, you're left-handed.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm sick of you guys, what's it called? Making fun of us. All right. Me and Matt bowled together one time, and we were at like 15, and we were both like, what are we going to do now? 15. We were in the nosebleeds.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah. For you guys.
Yeah.
Both our balls hooked at 30 feet.
Yes, I do remember that. That was a bad day for me, though.
Matt, you been doing any extra practice?
I've been practicing a little bit the last couple of weeks, but this week is going to get not enough time.
And you bowling in any leagues this year?
I'm bowling 2.
And he's not bowling with us.
Yeah.
So this year at Town and Country, we have next week we're going to be starting our Wednesday night challenge, quote unquote league. It's not a league; it's a
It's an
non-commitment.
Yeah.
Non-commitment.
Non-commitment challenge night. That's
challenge
what you need
night. All right, and it's basically a sweep every week. Are you going to be making that once in a while?
Maybe once in a while. I have to get because I bowl Wednesday nights with my wife.
She came
Wait a
out of
minute.
retirement.
I thought she was retired.
Yeah, so did
Who's watching the baby?
I. Her mom's watching her.
At the
All
bowling
right.
alley.
No,
Is
not
she still going to the bowling alley?
No, she's not coming to the bowling alley. Not that night.
All right. That's fair enough. So who's bowling better these days?
Me. I actually practice.
Oh my God. Jan beats me every week. I hate to say it.
Tasha did do better last night. She shot 846 for like 4 games, so she's getting better.
I knew she'd come back. It was only a matter of time. I kept telling her, you got to bowl, you got to bowl. And she's like, no, I'm retired.
Yeah, I wish she didn't bowl.
And
I
I
wouldn't
texted
have to drill her a ball.
5 minutes later.
Yeah. We're doing Wednesday nights, September 21st. Tosh came out of retirement.
Yeah. I blame it on Nick Harris.
Nick Harris. Once again, he makes the show. He was supposed to bowl with her, and he backed out.
He's a
What a
bum.
loser.
He's a bum. All right. So so you said what are you starting with on the
Either
what
a
thing you
fast
starting with?
pitch or
Fast
a
pitch?
UC3.
No way the UC3 starts. It's got to be the fast pitch.
I don't know. I was looking at the New Year's Day pattern up there because it was 40 feet that we bowled on. And there's a little less loads on the gutter, and the UC3 was pretty good up there. The fast pitch kind of labored. So I'm thinking because of the front part of the lane's always hooked up there, the UC3 might be a little better.
Interesting. I like that thought process.
Purple.
Anthony's always purple.
I mean, what do you...
Not the pink one.
Hey,
Yeah,
I tried
it's
to throw the
garbage.
pink one.
It's garbage.
Didn't work today. Didn't work last night.
No.
What do you think the cut's going to be? How do you think they're going to play? And how do you think they're going to play? What's the cut going to be? Anything else?
You want to ask that in a different way? Or
Yeah, I'm
just
terrible.
I think they're going to play. They're going to be trickier than everyone thinks because that place, the front part of the lane always hooks more. Back part of the lane always gets tighter. And with a shorter pattern, everyone's going to use surface and urethane to smooth it out. It makes the front seat hook even more. I think the cut's going to be lower. I think it's going to be minus 40, 42.
Minus 42
Putting out a number.
for the top third?
Wow.
Yeah, top third. There's there's 70 or 73 bowlers so far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
Let him do math. Hold on.
25, 50. It's almost like 24 bowler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
roughly.
it's about 24 people.
Yeah, I'd say 42 for that place.
Wow. I mean, it does play pretty tricky up there. I remember now that you bring that up, I should have probably took a look at that graph too.
Whatever.
I
Let the
just
ball
use
be your
purple.
guide.
I mean, it's going to be close, but he's right. The front's hooked down there. The backs are typically a little slick. I used a double cross and a purple hammer New Year's Day. I think I tied for 4th.
I don't think I've ever bowled good up there.
Yeah, they're freaky sometimes up there.
And
So-
plus, each side of the building plays different. Low end always tighter, and the high end
Yep.
hooks the most.
Yes, he's
Yes.
correct.
Yep. I always
But
start at the
so
high
we'll
end.
be using the whole house, so we'll be crossing out every pair probably twice.
Yeah, because there's only one shift, or one shift,
Yep.
One squad, right?
one squad. Yeah,
What time is it?
10 a.m.
Shows how much I pay attention. All right,
All
so
right.
minus 42. That's low.
That's real low.
I just can't believe that.
What do you
Make-
guys think it's going to be?
What do I think it's going to be?
8 games.
I think it's going to be at least
I thought it'd be.
208 a game.
I was gonna say plus 50.
I think it'll be 208 just because
208 a game would be around
39
50.
feet. Urethane's going to be in play, I think, and a lot of guys are going to get there, and then they're going to be able to. The righties will saw on it. You know how it is.
Oh,
The
yeah.
rights-
Righties by game 6, the righties be sliding the left gutter, just throwing it at the right gutter.
Yeah, that's all they do. The righties, right? Did I get it right? Stand left or right. That's all you guys do.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen. You're all going to do the little urethane throw, and then it's going to tighten the middles, and then all the righties will be able to move in, give everybody high fives, and start firing at the gutter. We never get that.
That's the plan, though.
I know what's the plan.
We
for
all
the
worked
righties.
it out ahead of
Starting
time.
on it.
Everybody's got an email chain. Lefties were left out.
Yeah, but we didn't even need to communicate. We just know it's the plan.
Yeah, well, that's what you guys always do. Yeah, I think it's going to be about 208. What's that going to be? 8 times 8 is 64 plus 64 for 25 players.
That
8
was
times 8 is
fast.
64, right?
I ate and ate and got sick on
That's
the floor.
what I did.
You just didn't hear that part, Kyle.
Yeah, I
was
think
in
plus 64. That's about right.
I said 50. All right.
Okay, and you're saying minus.
Yeah, we're shooting high. I hope Matt's right.
I really hope
I'd
you are too.
also say probably in the minus.
You think it's going to be the minus 2?
All right.
I mean, you're not even going for practice tomorrow, are you?
No, I don't want to watch my daughter.
Just carry around the bowling alley. Bring the stroller.
Yeah, she's not too happy when she doesn't have the full attention.
I mean, just put a teddy bear there or something.
Do what everybody else does. Stuff the iPad in front of her face.
Hey, that might work for about 20 minutes. I might get a couple shots off.
There you go. That works.
Man, good for you. Not practice, but I couldn't do that.
You busy in the shop over there?
Yeah. Busy every
think
night.
I'm-
One guy didn't show up tonight, one appointment, but it is what it is.
That's
All
fine.
You guys busy over there yet?
I don't know. It's hit or miss. I was really busy for the first few weeks, like super busy. So I was drilling. I did like 10 yesterday. Today took the day off. I had to do paperwork today.
Yeah.
Got to do everything. Yeah, I got to get all the money situated for a bunch of stuff. Got to get my tournament club going. What else did we? What did I do yesterday? Wednesday night. I had to get Wednesday night out.
Why asking me?
Because I text you about all this.
I've already forgotten.
Useless. But yeah, I was doing all that stuff, and yeah, we're drilling some stuff. Not too crazy. It's a bunch of entry level stuff for me though. Got a lot of new bowlers this year, so that's always good.
Yeah, I'm probably right around the mid-range stuff.
Good for
Couple
you.
high-end balls.
Yeah, here and there. I will say the infinite physics looks pretty good. You gonna bring that up this weekend?
Maybe if I make it to Sunday. Don't think it's going to make it Saturday.
I will say I like the what's the other one? The Supernova, the one that smells like fruit pop.
That I haven't drilled yet.
You're missing out.
I
thought
did drill my night road, though. It's coming with me.
You should have had that one drilled. It smells so good.
You guys
I
are
might
over
drill it.
there drilling all
I got a
new
date.
balls. I'm out here drilling freaking high road pearls.
I haven't even drilled one yet this year.
Here's the thing, Matt. You'll get this. Okay, we drill the strong stuff. The lefties need to control the lane because that's what we like to do. Right?
No,
I don't want to hear it yet. Okay, so they have to then we have to drill the smooth, get it in a roll. Then I get Nick Harris and Kyle Haines. What do you want to drill? A Wolverine. What do you want to drill? High Road Pearl. What do you want to drill? Oh, I want to drill a 6-inch pin this. Oh, what do you want to drill? I want to drill this low flare ball that doesn't even hook. You know, it's ridiculous. They don't even need hook, those guys. It's built in.
That's right. Pitch it to the ditch,
We
baby.
have to throw real bowling balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I'll have IQ tours with me.
IQ Tour. See? But he drills older stuff too. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. You every new ball that comes out, you're punching holes in it. My ball is what, 6 years old? I mean, it's brand new. I'm just saying.
The technology's 6
Yeah,
years old. I
exactly.
understand where you're going.
what do I drill? What have I drilled recently?
Everything.
Name one
Everything.
ball.
I don't know.
Purple
Everything
hammer.
else.
Kyle couldn't even
Purple
name
hammer.
a ball.
Purple hammer. Purple hammer. Purple hammer.
Yep. I drilled 2 of those.
You're nuts.
I drilled. What else do I need? He knows.
I know.
Lefties know, man. It's all urethane.
Early.
And then what else did I drill? I drilled a 3D offset in like July. I drilled a Quantum Evo in July. I drilled everything for the regionals in July, and I've drilled a CUDA since I've been.
Oh, that's right.
bowling.
The CUDA.
That ball's good. Have you brought one of those in yet?
No,
Is it out?
the only new ball I have is the one. I haven't got a Cootie yet.
Oh, the one. The
Game's
CUDA's good. The CUDA's good. I like that one. It comments that power torque really nice. I have it. It's cool. It's got a fish on it.
All right, Matt, you got anything to plug? Facebook page or anything else?
No,
No?
I'm
Not
good.
your pro shop or anything?
I don't want to take that away from the ant, so we're good. I respect.
I told him to get prepared, guys. It's not my fault. I swear.
All right. Well, this is Matt Fazzone, everybody. He's going to be bowling with us up in South Glens Falls
Fellow
for the PBA
lefty love.
Regional. This
Hopefully, gonna have some footage of that.
yeah, this weekend. Austin is hopefully going to be up this weekend and get some what do you call it? Content for us. So check us out. Thanks, Matt, for joining us and letting us know
welcome,
what
guys.
you're doing the
Thanks,
prep.
anytime.
Absolutely. We'll see you
see
not
you up
tomorrow,
there.
but we'll see you Saturday.
Yep. See you Saturday, bright and early.
All right, brother. We'll
Take
see ya.
care.
All right. Bye.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was good. He didn't come prepared like me, so it was just kind
Typical
of
lefty.
shooting back and forth. Well, we don't need to. We use the other side of our brains, so we're able to, come up with things on the fly better.
Fair enough.
Do you like my injury report?
Yeah, you're a freaking idiot. It's so non-existent that people wouldn't even be able to see it if you showed it to them.
My IR list would be so long.
I'm trying to see. I got a little bit of a scrape here, and I got a little bit of scrape here, but I peeled it off, so you can't really see it that much.
If we're talking about non-existent injuries, my neck muscle is on fire right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Did you go to the chiropractor?
I've gone like 4 times in the last 2 weeks, and it's not better.
My ring finger doesn't fit in the ball. That's an injury.
You are ridiculous. All right. Well, speaking of the challenge night next week, I am hopefully going to do live streaming. I don't know if everybody's going to be cool with it,
Whoa.
but I'm thinking of doing live streaming and giving something away
Guess our score.
to the viewers. So every week,
Guess our score. and what we
anybody that tunes in,
like it.
we'll figure out how to tally who's there and then give away something. Maybe guess the score or
You have to make a comment.
make a
Comment on it, so that
Okay.
way we can know that they're there. Just make like a, hey guys, what's going on?
Right.
Or hey, terrible shot, Kyle.
Yep.
Anthony,
That's fine.
Anthony, you're absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Just comment, and that way we can kind of count that they're in. We'll do it that way.
Okay.
Drop a comment. Make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah.
Can we check that? If they're subscribed to our channel?
I don't know.
Yes. If
Okay.
they comment on YouTube.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
So we'll make sure they're and yeah, make a comment.
So we'll check that out, and then so we bowl at around 9 p.m. We have to wait for the first shift to be done and re-oil the lane, so it's not going to be exactly 9 p.m. every night.
We're hoping to be right at 9 though.
It'll be pretty close.
I'm gonna try and finagle the lane machine a little bit, see if we can put it in a little different spot. Just so whatever side gets done first, hey, that's where we're bowling tonight. Because there's really no set lane assignments. It's just a night out to challenge yourself.
So stay tuned for that. Every Wednesday night, we'll try to get that done, or whatever night I or Anthony can get it set up, or if Austin's bowling that night too, one of the three of us will get that set up. Other than that, you got anything else to bring up? No? Good. It is time for us to go bowling.
What if I did?
Don't
Do you
forget.
have anything else to bring up?
Do I? Did I forget something?
No.
Okay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, click the bell to get alerts. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you can't watch the show on YouTube, you can always download and listen from any major podcast outlet. And while you're doing that, please give us a 5-star review. Don't forget to check out the merch shop on Etsy. The link is in the show notes. And if you'd like to make any suggestions for the show, you can email us at downlanepod@gmail.com. Thank you to Austin VanBuren, the producer. Thank you to
It
Jack.
went a little smoother this week, huh?
Did it?
I think so.
Yeah, the sound was good, I think.
Just had to update the computer, man.
Thank you to Jack Scaccia, the proprietor of Town and Country Lanes. Anthony, another great show tonight.
Yeah, I do have one more thing to say, actually,
Oh, okay. Great.
before we end the show. You guys can actually, they do the updated scores, right? This weekend?
Oh, yeah. There's, if they want to check out the live scoring.
Yeah, so Saturday we bowl at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'll post
we'll
the
have
link
Kyle post the link to
on
that
the,
score.
on, the on the tweet box.
If people want to check it out and see how we're doing, if we're doing good or bad, you can always, I think they updated as we bowl, so you can check it out and, offer some prayers for me.
Yeah. Bill O'Neill will be there, so.
Julio, who else? Deluxe as well. Thanks, Lance. Carlos freaking Europe.
Welcome
Gosh,
back,
darn guy.
Hope your summer went well.
The Ginger Assassin will be there.
Ginger
And
Assassin,
a bunch
Tim
of,
Boy Jr.
bunch of regional experts will be there.
Yeah, our scores will be up there. We'll link it in or whatever it's called.
God willing, we'll do well.
And pray we do good.
Yeah. Where did I leave off? Oh, yeah. Great show,
Thank you to
Anthony.
Jack
Thanks,
Scaccia.
guys.
I did that. Yep. And thank you to my family, Stephanie, Zach, and Ethan.
And Dan Brad.
We will see you guys next week. This is Downlane Podcast.